Thank you for tuning in. You are listening to Shoptalk Radio, and I am your host, Styles by Joni, and you are tuned in to WDRB Media, where the voice is the community, where I am here to uplift, bring you information, and also inspiration. But how can we be inspired when our children are not inspired? Our children are not uplifted. Our children do not get the picture. Our children do not see the broader picture of life in their future. Values and morals are not instilled in these children. What they believe in and what they see is all on social media. Social media is teaching our children. Social media has our children and our youth and even some adults conscrewed in life and what life is about. Do they really truly see a future beyond the social entities and what they think the future looks like? Are they ready, really ready for the future? Are they geared to believe, to see themselves in the future? It's a sad day, and we are just in the beginning of the school year. We have just begun a whole new year, and it has not even been 1 month yet. And so much heartbreak and so much pain is still being instilled or being shown in our communities. Our children are dying. They're seeing death on a rise. They see death daily. Our children see gunshots. They hear gunshots in their communities. It could be on a daily basis. They have to be afraid of where they walk to school, in their neighborhoods. What won't they run into or bump into? They're dealing with so much in their little young lives, in their young lives that we haven't even dealt with at this rate, at this level of what they're seeing. They're being raised in a different time that is very, very scary and fearful. And what do you think that does to their mental? And then they have to go to school with all of that on top of everything else. All right, guys. The school systems are not ready. The school systems are still trying to prepare for a better system for our children. They still don't have it together. They're trying to protect. They're trying to build. They're trying to hire teachers and set their school standards up par. They're still trying to get it together in the school system, in the schoolhouses. So could you imagine what we're doing on the outside with our families and our children and how we're living and what's going on in our communities with the violence and the bullying amongst our children and what they're seeing on social media? For real, guys. It has to come to a stop. We need to be proactive in the school houses and in the system. We as the parents got to be proactive with our own children. It starts at home. I have said this time and time again, but I don't think nobody's listening. I guess, nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to hear the older folk talk about what needs to be done and what we see, and nobody want to hear that. Nobody wants to listen, and I'm talking more on the youth and the young people. what they have to look forward to in life is is terrible. It's not something that you can look at and say, oh, I want to be that when I grow up, or I want to be that, do that when I grow up, or I want to be that way, or I don't want to do this. They want to what they see monkey do. We are in a bad time right now, guys, and we need to put a stop to it. As I was saying, parents need to be proactive in their children's lives. See what it is they're doing. Because guess what? Social media got them messed up. Okay? They don't handle situations as they should as young youth and young adults. Everybody wants to pick up a gun to solve a problem or cause confusion or fighting each other. Why not love each other? Why not be friends and best friends and grow up with each other with a real true love, with a real true love with one another? Everybody hating on each other, especially our youth and our young people. One don't like the other and the other don't like this one, and I'm gonna get this one. And I mean, this is ridiculous. This is so past ridiculous. And it starts again at home. Now I'm gonna talk about it. And bullying, it really has to stop. There have been 3, and I know it's way more than that, but I'm gonna focus on the 3 incidents. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna focus on these instances that has happened lately. One in St. Louis, one in Virginia, and then you have them even in North Carolina. So it's all over in our communities where our children are not getting along. They're beefing with each other on social media, and then they're deciding to hash it out. Either it's going to be in school or we're going to hash it out. Now, these young teenagers, why are they going to the lengths of hurting one another and bullying one another? It starts at home. Why would you, as an adult and a mother, bring a child to another child's home to handle a situation or a beef? Now, by you doing that, and you're taking your child over to another child's home to hash out a beef for them to fight, what kind of parent are you to do that? Why would you teach your child that's the way to handle a situation? Now you have that child that is afraid now of the bullying and afraid that you're going to post the fight to social media. Now she has ran away from her home and she's causing pain to the family. Now they're looking for this child. You see the domino effect? The domino effect is not a positive effect. It's negative. It's negative on the whole community. It's negative on that child. That child is dealing with emotional things that she has to deal with because of bullies. And then you have another incident where in St. Louis, a young teenage girl was afraid to go to school. She's supposed to start school the next day. She was afraid to go to school because the bullies that bullied her last year are going to be there this year. And she expressed this to her mother, and I guess her answer or the resolve wasn't enough for her, that she decided to try to take her life. So she tried to commit suicide. So now she's on life support right now. Now this is another family that's grieving because of bullying. The bullying has to stop. Kids, teach your children. Parents, teach your children to stop the bullying. School is for lessons. School is for the kids to grow to a level in life so that they can prosper in life. They should not have to go to school and worry about being bullied about the clothes they have on or bullied about about how their hair look, or bullied about the skin, the color of their skin. Really? We are all black in itself. There's a light shade of black, there's a brown shade of black, there's a pecan shade of black, there's a lighter skin of black, there's a black. But we are all one. It starts at home. It starts at home. So now that mother is trying to pick up the pieces. She is trying to pick up the pieces. And her pain is my pain. I feel it. And that's how we all need to be in a community of people, because it takes a village. And it's like, when I speak like this, it's like it's going in one end out the other. Like nobody is listening. Nobody is paying attention to this. Nobody wants to do nothing to solve it. And one more thing. The incident with the young lady that tried to hang herself. She did, but she is on life support right now. And then here in North Carolina, you have a teenage boy, 14 years old. He was shot and killed by another rivalry. They're too young to be picking up guns. And this is a mental thing that we are dealing with in our communities, but it starts at home and also in the schoolhouses. Be proactive at your child's school. Find out what your child is doing, what beefs they have. They don't need social media all day long. Take them phones away from them. Find out what they're doing. Stop the bullying. We are taking out our children on a daily basis. What is the future going to be? Where is our future going to be for our children? They out here killing each other, and then they trying to take their own lives because of bullying. The bullying has to stop. Teach your children to love themselves. Put them in some programs to get this anger resolved. Take time in your children's life. Find out who they are and what it is. Ask them some questions. Sit down and have a monthly talk or weekly talk with your teenagers. Find out what they out there doing, because the streets is not nice to us. We have a lot that we have to deal with already in the world. On top of everything else. School just started, and it's so many layers to the school system and what's not right. And then our children have to deal with on top of in our community that's not right. We got to get it together. Parents, go to the schoolhouse, talk to the principals, find out what it is, what kind of programs they may have out there to make this better. Check on your school. Check on what they're doing and what they're not doing. We got to be a voice. We got to be a push. We got to show initiative. You got to be present. You cannot not be present and taking your child to another child's house to fight. What parent does that? That's not the look. That's not the answer. It takes a village to raise a child. Remember, let's go back to the value system. The value system is gone. The value system is not set in our community. I'm talking about our community, the Black community. We need to do better. And it starts at home. And then let's take it to the schoolhouse. Be present in your school where your child is at. Be present, people. I'm asking, I'm begging, I'm pleading. I've been pleading for the last 2 years and ain't nothing get done. So right now, my wall is down. I don't know if y'all can see it, but my wall is down in this message. We got to do better as a people. We got to stand up in the schoolhouses. We got to be productive. We got to be there. We got to be present. Talk to your children. Find out who they are. Obviously, they having issues. Bullies, stop bullying and love yourself. Find out who you are and leave people alone. Y'all will meet your match one day, so stop it. Let's do better. Again, guys, thank you for listening to Shop Talk Radio 2020. My show airs on Wednesdays, 10:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, and peace out, and let's do better. And also, I would like to give a shout out to Rhoda Young Live. Rhoda Young Live is doing big things in her community of Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia. She is doing big things. Big things. She deserves to be acknowledged. She deserves to be appreciated. She deserves to have the spotlight in the news media. Rhoda Young Live out of Norfolk, Virginia. She's doing big things. Rhoda, this is for you.